Colonization never ended in the white supremacist system. And as we see today, the colonization is in the mind. Now, those who have been enslaved and those who have been colonized, we're still dealing with the remnants of that through the colonization of the mind. Pick up my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, and we will help deprogram you from the colonization that was put upon you by generations and generations of white supremacy. You can pick it up today on Amazon.com.
This stupidity and foolishness that has been birthed by the centuries-old propaganda has to come to an end. We have to come to the understanding of why these things are. For example, that black people are lazy, that the men are gangsters, they are drug dealers, they are criminals, they are gangsters, and the women are prostitutes. This kind of stupidity has got to stop. People, we have to understand that this nonsense, this foolishness has been, built into our systems by the media propaganda. For example, what do you expect a man to do if you deprive them of employment at the employment, section? And the reason he does not qualify is because the education system in the black neighborhoods, in predominantly black states, has been unplugged, has been particularly contaminated, not to empower them with a real knowledge of self, with a real knowledge of self-worth, with a real knowledge of their heritage. So now you have a person that has been denied education and now is trying to provide for their family, and now you're denying them access to employment opportunities. And on top of that, they introduce drugs into predominantly black states and black neighborhoods. Number two, they introduced guns into predominantly black states and black neighborhoods. What do you expect? If a man has a family to provide for, a wife and children to provide for, what else do you expect he's going to do? He's a human being. So that is how they have, and now they say, oh, you're criminals, oh, you're drug dealers. You are the real drug dealers that are introducing drugs into the black communities. You are the real criminals that are introducing guns into black neighborhoods. You are the real criminals that are depriving our people of the education they need. I'm telling you. So we have to stop looking at each other as the system has defined us. We have got to break free from the identity of the oppressor. I am telling you. We even have brothers, black people, well, black in quotes, Africans in America, talking about, I've seen some people with very large followings talking about, black people are lazy. What do you mean? Just because you have, gotten a few crumbs of bread from the oppressor does not make you better than your brother. No, it does not. So I say this to say, we have got to deliberately refresh our conscience, to pursue the real knowledge of self, to pursue our real history, not to pursue, but to embrace our true heritage, our true history, and our true roots. Otherwise, this narrative is going to be replicated. It is going to be recycled for the next thousands of years, and we shall never really be free. So that is how they have broken up, our families, by making sure that the education system is more than 80% below the education system that is, rolled out in the rest of the America against the black people. They make sure that they deprive our people, our brothers and sisters, of jobs in the employment section. And they make sure that they introduce drugs and guns into the black communities. So what do you expect? Of course they will deal drugs. Of course they will use the guns. Why? Because they're trying to provide for their family. You don't blame a man for trying to provide for his family, because it is a natural thing. And then after all that is done, then they label us as lazy. They label us as criminals, as drug dealers, and then they imprison our people. So this is these are the cards that are being used to keep our people in the shadow of greatness, to keep our people blinded. And even on the continent, they're beginning to, not even beginning, they have for centuries maintained, even funded the education curriculum, the education syllabus that keeps us with the psychological thinking that Europe and America is heaven on earth, and the white man in quotes, the Muzungu or Caucasian, people of Caucasian descent, that they are saviors to Africa. So we have to understand how they have deployed, what the weapons are, and how they've deployed them. Because once you know what the era is, then you are ready to correct it. So I say we have to build systems of education so that we are re-educating our people outside of the land of oppression. And when, in one of my videos, I did mention that we have to, come and introduce African American history, Caribbean history, because we know very little unless you do a lot of digging. We know very little about slavery. We only know that it existed, but to get down to the nitty-gritties, to the really important information of what happened, they have kept that away because they want us not to relate to our people that were taken as slaves. And well, thank God for our brethren in the diaspora, because a lot of them that I've interfaced with have a very comprehensive understanding of how colonialism was introduced and how it continues to be deployed on the African continent. So this is who we really are. Black man, black woman, you're not a prostitute. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a threat to the systems of political, social, and economic oppression. Black man, you're a king. You are a threat. And that is why they're trying to label us this and that. On the continent, these people are dependent, they are shrewd, they are crooks, they are dependent, they have no skill. And then in the diaspora, they're labeling our women as prostitutes and our men as gangsters and drug dealers and criminals, and uneducated and lazy. We have to understand now is the time to build, to break these walls, to unravel and reverse this propaganda that has been deployed as a tool against us. Then our true potential will be realized, because knowing your history, knowing the truth is the first step towards our freedom. So thank you for watching. And again, I encourage you, I remind us about the African Diaspora Investment and Community Expo, the first edition happening in Kampala, Uganda. The interim month for that is October 2022, right here in Kampala, Uganda. In community, we shall be discussing repatriation and land acquisition and citizenship and investment. We shall be exploring the different investment opportunities that are available. And by extension, we are inviting different African dignitaries and leaders of industries in other African countries to come and be in attendance. So you that has never been to Africa, this is your opportunity. It is the first of what is going to be an annual event. Come interface with the government and let's discuss the possibilities moving forward. The Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Health, yes, the Ministry of Education, the Uganda Investment Authority, and the Uganda Tourism Board are stakeholders that we are currently engaging and developing the pathway for a successful event. If you want to be a part of it, you can drop me an email and then we can work together towards making sure that this event is crowned with glory, but also that it be a gateway into our diasporan brethren making deliberate plans to come, at least presenting Uganda as a very healthy investment destination and a very healthy repatriation destination. So thank you for watching. I am Dauglas Majwega from Kampala, Uganda. Till next time.